Yeah. Yeah. Good morning to all of you. I'm Akash Saurabh and I'm taking the charge of Sarge at Arms for today's 55th meeting of Mumbai Speakers meeting. A warm welcome to all of you for today's Mumbai Speakers Club meeting. I will start the day with the mission statement of the Toastmaster Club, that is, we provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in a greater self-confidence and better personal growth. There are three ground rules that has to be adhered during the meeting. The first one is that please turn off your mobile phone or put in silent mode. The second one is that we do not want to talk on three topics. First one is the sex, second is the religion, and third is the politics. So as a Toastmaster audience or member, we should avoid talking about these three topics. The third one is that please do not cross talk while the meeting because it will disturb the participant who is speaking. As we are not doing a physical meeting, we are in virtual mode. So there are some ground rules which has to be followed. First one is that please rename yourself by your role underscore then your name. For that you can go to the settings which is shown in the Zoom Masters profile, edit my profile. Then please do not post anything in the chat box unless and asked by the person who is speaking. Third one is that for reaction, you can use the reaction button for any kind of applause during the meeting. All the speakers are requested to quick audio and video check before starting their roles, so they can confirm whether it's okay or not. As well as also they see the timer cards before they start the speech, whether all things are going correct or not. Please do not share screen unless your role or speaker have asked to do so. You can display hi-fi or namaste when taking over the charge or role or leaving the role. The meeting is being recorded. If you feel any kind of reservation or issue, you can ask me or Zoom Masters. For applause, you can do clapping like this, or you can use the reaction button, which is shown in the bottom of the Zoom screen. Now I'd like to call President of the day to take charge of this meeting. Over to you, President of the day, Sudha.
Good morning, everyone. Happy Easter and also a happy New Year in certain certain languages or states that you belong to. Good morning, everyone. I hope everyone is all charged to take on today's Sunday morning meeting. Yes. Great. So like they say, beginnings all converge at some point of time. So today is Easter, and Easter you have bunnies, you have eggs, and this also comes after a 1 month of Lent, which people follow. A lot of sacrifice and a lot of introspection and meditation, and trying to see where you belong and soul searching. And then they arrive at a happy moment where you are beginning with the birth of Jesus. And we are also celebrating that with a lot of our Toastmaster friends today who couldn't come because they are attending the morning mass here. Apart from that, it's also been Vishu, a new year is another thing which a lot of people have been celebrating. Naya Barsh is another celebration. So it's all about new beginnings again. And the thing which I wanted to share about my New Year celebrations, which is Vishu, and which is very, very symbolic. And I thought it's very beautiful. I don't know how many people know about this, but this is about the event of how we decorate the God's shelf in a way that there is a lot of things which we keep in the night. So the lady of the house actually decorates the whole place with food with new clothes, with grains, with gold, with jewelry, with metals which are expensive, and you decorate the whole God's area in a beautiful manner. And she even keeps the lamp soaked, the cotton soaked in oil for the man of the house to get up in the morning and light the lamp. And what happens so beautifully is what I wanted to share. The age, the seniority of the members in a family is what is followed in the tradition, where the man of the house gets up, lights the lamp, prays, goes and gets the lady of the house. And the lady of the house is actually blindfolded, and they are taken towards the shelf, and you are seeing all the abundance which is magnified with light and mirrors. So this is how the significance of the fact that let the new year be filled with a lot of bountiness and abundance. Those are the wishes which comes along with this festival. So it can be anything, it can be anywhere, it can be any sect or whatever belief or faith that you follow, but they all converge around the same thing, to start with the positivity, lamp, good stuff, prayers, meditation, all that. So on that positive thought, I would like to open today's meeting. And we have a beautiful line of events which we are planning today. We do have the summer scorching in Mumbai. Trimel, one of our guests who's joined us, doesn't know how hot it is here, but yes, it's like really brewing, and people are finding ways to keep themselves cool out here. So what if we also have our children having their summer vacation and joining us at home? Wow. Is it double whammy, or is it something which you're looking forward to? But yes, that's the events which are going on in our respective houses. And why not? We celebrate it with our childhood memories about this particular season. And that would be on a positive note. And that's what our TMoD has in plan today. So our TMoD is a wonderful, enthusiastic person, a person who never gives up, gets back again and again with all the fervor to do it better. That's the character I notice about my TMoD. He is an academically, he's a graduate from Mumbai and a postgraduate diploma in supply chain management from NMIMS. By profession, he's working as a manager IT in one of the top multinational logistics company in Mumbai, and managing companies' IT infrastructure projects for all the India offices. Now, what is his passion? Now, that's very, very amusing about it. Of course, he likes to read, but the passion which caught my attention was he loves to make dishes and serve to people. And that's personally what he likes the most. So you love cooking. So it's amazing how you blend your IT profession with your cooking. Maybe it's very therapeutic. I think all of us like cooking and gardening because of the way that the mind has to work, and you're working on objects, your fingers are working, your mind is working, and you're working on a lot of, you're also introspecting in the background. So that's why probably people like cooking. But we definitely need an invitation to your house to really give you a certificate on how the food is really cooked. Is it tasty, or do we have to have an insurance before we come? I don't know. Great. We will introduce him in a second, but before that, I want to go around inviting few guests who have joined us. Some people have traveled long to be with us today. So let us first go to Trimal. Toastmaster Trimal, welcome. And would you like
Thank
to
you.
say something? I know you're going, I don't want to steal your thunder. You're going to be talking a lot more later, but we just want a brief introduction about you.
Yeah, no, thank you. So hailing from Los Angeles today in the USA, and I'm excited for an opportunity to practice my speech in front of a wholly different audience. It's interesting. I was in India for probably about 3 weeks at the end of 2019. So there was a wedding. So I there was a wedding at the Isha Center in
Okay.
Coimbatore.
Yes.
Yeah. So I was there. I was in Mumbai for a little bit. I was in New Delhi for a little bit. So yeah, this is bringing back some memories. And in South Goa. So it's been a little bit of time in India. So it's been reminding me of a lot of memories. So thank you
Very
so much.
nice, very nice. Welcome, Trimal, to the meeting and looking forward to hearing you very soon. We also have guest Rakesh, another enthusiastic guest, I must say. Welcome, Rakesh.
Thank you.
Please introduce yourself and what brings you here.
Thank you, Sudha. Thank you, esteemed guests and esteemed panel. Okay, about myself is I currently I'm very enthusiastic about this Toastmasters participation because there's one individual who I follow very religiously on YouTube. His name is Aditya Maheswaran. He's somebody who is from Toastmasters. And one of his closest friends to me is known to me. She is my classmate in the SPGN School of Global Management, which I'm doing. So she was also an ex-Toastmaster. So she asked me to basically join because number one is to hone my speaking skills and communication skills, and also to interact with you people and gain different perspectives and then progress from life thereon. About myself is I currently work with Citibank as an assistant vice president, and I'm currently pursuing my executive master's in business administration from SPGN School of Global Management in Dubai, but I'm doing it online. And about my passion and interests, I like sports. So I like different kind of sports to play: tennis, cricket, etc. And yes, I do like interacting with people and meeting new people and reading more or less business magazines and journals. And yeah, I am a heavy stock market investor as well. So this is about myself. Thank you.
Brilliant. That's a real elaborate introduction about yourself. And we're really looking forward to you being a part of the club as well sometime. And by the way, we both share the same alumni, SP Jain. So we'll talk about it separately offline.
Sure, Sudha.
Great. Welcome, Rakesh. We also have Zishan who's joined us. Zishan, would you like to share something about yourself?
Well, yeah, sure. I don't know. Let me start my video here.
Yes, please.
Am I audible to all of you?
You are audible, but we can't see you yet.
Just a moment. Well, I have actually hidden my camera over here.
We can see you, but you seem to be a little bit away from sunshine.
Am I fine now? Well, I'm quite young compared to all of you. Thank you for bringing me to Toastmasters, and I really look forward to learning from all of you. The main reason, actually, I'm people. I think that I've seen quite few numbers on WhatsApp, on the WhatsApp group that I've joined, and some of them are from the Dubai, which is the city where I was born. My particular interest in joining Toastmasters is that I wish to improve my communication skills. The problem with me is that since I began speaking, I started to, I stammer. I have a speech impediment, and one of the things which triggers this, which makes it much worse for me, is that to speak with unknown people or in front of crowd or so on. So the anxiety level, the more anxious I am, the more difficult it is for me to speak. So I do want to practice speaking, and I'm sure Toastmasters would be a good platform for me to do it. I basically am I'm not as qualified as your other guests. I'm just a mere person who helps customer. I'm in customer service, and this for about 4 years of what I have been doing. I particularly am interested in theology and philosophy, but I don't think so that would be the topic that because I've just heard the host saying that no, you are not allowed to talk about religious matters. But even if you go over there, even if you ask me about those things, I mean, these are not. I'm not going to be controversial about that. Is some of my thoughts. I mean, you just open your talk with the various festivals that you were talking about. So these are, so you, I mean, you can be neutral. You can be positive while you speak about politics or religion. But I know why the rules are that you don't want to go in areas where it is where it can get heated up. I look forward to Toastmasters, and thank you for having me.
Great, Zishan. Thank you so much again. And congratulations, you've made the first step towards your improvement by joining the Toastmasters meeting. And let me tell you, we all have our so-called weaknesses. That's why we are here in Toastmasters. And let me tell you, we have one person who's going to point out even people like me who will be using words like and who have been in Toastmasters for quite some time. So don't worry, we are all here to learn. There's nobody who's going to judge you or point out any kind of mistakes which might hurt you. So we are here to learn. So congratulations and welcome, and enjoy the meeting. Yeah, congratulations. I know I did hang the topic of the Toastmaster of the day today and moved on to the guest introduction. Sorry about that, but I'm sure the Toastmaster of the day is very excited to join and start the meeting with his novel ideas, which is going to bring to us. So without much ado, let us put our hands together and welcome the Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Ajay Sharma.
Thank you so much, Sudha.
It is all yours, Ajay.
Yeah. Please confirm if I am audible and visible perfectly.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you, Toastmaster Sudha, for the warm introduction. It is my pleasure to serve as a Toastmaster of the day today. I am going to share my experiences, activities, and adventure during my childhood. Summer vacation was the most beautiful feelings and a holiday month for us. When I was in the school, after giving the exam in the month of March, to be honest, I wait for the summer vacation, not for the result, just for freedom, enjoyment, that we do everything. In our childhood, there was no burden or tension for a career or any goal to set. During my childhood, there was no mobile phones, no exposure of internet. The only way to spend time to watch cartoons and Hindi movies once in a week. April, May, June, the months of holidays, are the hottest month of the year with a high degree of temperature. I still remember my father was booked a train ticket for a visit to my village when I was studying in the school. And we all 4 siblings excited to go for our long vacations. And before departure to our village, day before, my mother cooked homemade foods for everyone to eat during our long train journey. I am being from a North Indian, so our favorite foods are methi ka paratha, puri bhaji, pickles. We also carried curd for raw eating and buttermilk. We prepare buttermilk during the journey and variety of fruits. These are some of the foodstuffs we always carried along with us during our train journey in my childhood. The cold drinks and watermelons are the things we like most during our train journey. I still remember the fight over the window seat with siblings was my favorite during the daytime, as want to see nature traveling along with me. Beautiful trees, the whole blue sky, fields, and birds make my summer vacation adventure and most wonderful. On the train, singing songs, playing Ludo with my siblings, also cracking out jokes are some of the activities that I like to do most during my childhood. The top berth seat was one I liked the best in the night to sleep well. So here, after spending around 30 hours in train and then reaching to my village, a silent place, not like that, our noisy city, like Mumbai or any part of India. I, along with my cousins, played cricket, footballs in the cool shadow of the trees, swim in village pond, a typical North Indian village. If you had seen the movie Nadiya Ke Paar, you all can relate the village lifestyles. As the summer holiday is a full month holiday, we, along with our siblings, prepare our games according to the corresponding days. The coolest thing that we had done in my village is to explore and take blessing from our traditional goddess in my village. This is followed traditionally in our village till now on every good occasion. We ensure we must visit our goddess and take their blessings whenever we visit to our village. I have made a video with the permissions of Toastmasters. I would like to play everyone. Yeah, thank you. Let me share my screen. Yeah, just a minute. Please confirm if you can see my screen. Yeah, you can see my screen. Okay. Yeah. Hope you enjoy watching the video. Thank you. So with this, now let me explain how a Toastmaster sessions is going to be handled. The Toastmaster meeting is divided into 3 parts. The first part consists of prepared speeches, where our members prepare in advance for a 5 to 7 minute speech, get it mentored on a speech and deliver the same. The second part is the fun-filled table topic sessions, which I really like most, wherein anyone from the audience can come up and give 1 to 2 minute speech on a table topic given by a table topic master. And the third part is the most important evaluation, feedback sessions, where our general evaluator for the day will give a report on the entire meeting. We also have a tag team. For a successful meeting, we have a tag team. So let me call the timer Toastmaster Toastmaster Urmila for timing guidelines. But before she can start giving timeline, I want request to her, can we play spin-off wheel games for your experience on the theme to say a few words? Yeah, can we?
Yes.
Thank you. Yeah, okay. Let me share my screen. Toastmaster Umla, please confirm whether you can see my screen.
Yes, I can.
Okay. So I'm going to play a spin-off film game here, and whatever the topic it gets selected, on your experience, on your childhood memories, whatever topic, whatever the image it will select, say few words. Before you start, you can say your guidelines for your timer. Let me play. Yeah, over to you.
Thanks, TMoD Ajay, for this topic. This is not only summer Wanderlust, but yeah, when we in school days, like in recess, we used to have ice gola. So it is like daily we were having ice gola, and it is really one of most favorite item, I must say, because we used to have tamarind, then raw mango, like this. So yeah, this is ice gola. It is one of the favorite dish or favorite snacks, or like favorite dish, I must say, during my school days. And not only for summer Wanderlust, even while we are visiting any beaches, mostly in Mumbai. So yeah, that time also we used to have this kind of things. I really enjoy this kind of things. Thank you so much.
Amazing, amazing, superb. So you can go ahead with your time guidelines.
Sure. So as we all know about the time is precious, and many people are saying that time is money. But I must say, you can exchange money with anything, but you cannot exchange time with anything. So here are the time guidelines for prepared speech. We do have a Robin round session also. The timing for prepared speeches and Robin round session remains same, which is 5 to 7 minutes. I will raise the green card at 5 minutes. I will raise the yellow card at 6 minutes. I will raise the red card at 7 minutes. We have a grace period of 30 seconds on either side of time. I will give time guideline for table topic and evaluation on respected sessions. I will present my timing report once called upon by TMoD after the speeches. Thank you so much, and all the best to all speakers. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Toastmaster, for the time guidelines. Let me call the second tag team.
Sorry, just 1 minute, Ajay.
Yeah.
The round robin session is just a format to get feedback for Tramal, because he might be logging off because of the time consideration. But otherwise, we don't have a round robin session. Usually the round robin session is only 2 minutes, but today the round robin session is till we cover all the members in the meeting.
But it is 5 to 7 minutes, no?
Yeah, that particular one, it's not a contest, it's just a cover for the feedback. That's
Sure.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Sudha, for clarification. So we'll proceed now for the second tag team. Let me call the R counter Toastmaster Harsh Mehta for the guidelines.
Good morning.
Harsh, before proceeding, you have to also say a few words
Sure.
related to the theme. Let me share my screen.
Yeah.
Please confirm whether you can see my screen.
I can.
Okay, fantastic. So let me play the screen.
Okay, so
Yeah.
it's a picnic, which I assume. So
Yeah.
the very first thing which to my mind are the society picnics, which I used to organize in my very own building. Every summers, whenever all of my friends are on vacation, we used to call everyone, get a mat, get some snacks, contribute like 20-30 rupees each person, and have set up a budget. Then plan like we should buy this chips, we should buy this Coke, we should play this games, and whoever wins the game, they get prizes. So that's the first thing which comes to my mind. And I'm just sitting like right above the same building on the garage where I used to party a lot. So I really like to be the party planner when it comes to setting up budget, managing accounts, collecting funds, and of course buying things and then distributing the same. So that's the first thing which comes to my mind. And thanks to you, it's after a very long time I'm thinking about it. Otherwise, I don't know when I would have gotten a chance to think about it once again. So I'll definitely discuss with my friends that this reminded me of them once. So thanks a lot, Ajay. Cheers to you.
Oh, amazing. You can take over for your counter guidance.
Okay, so my role for today and the purpose for today is to count the crutch words, the pauses, the long pauses, the filler words like but, also, and also if there are any repetitions like I just made. So if you have any repetitions, I'll be someone who will count it for you. So it is very important for someone to measure something so you can change it. Until you do not know what wrong you're doing, until how much extent you're doing it, you cannot change it. So that is my job for today, and I'll be helping you out with this. At the end of the meeting, I will present my report with all the specific counts of all the specific people. Thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster Ajay.
Oh, great, amazing. So let me call the third tag team. Let me call the grammarian, Toastmaster Akash, to talk about his role. Before he proceed, I have spin-off wheels for him. Yeah, you come on the stage. Let me share my screen. You ready, Akash?
Yeah, I'm ready.
So let me play this. Wow, it's my favorite. Over to you.
Yeah. So basically, I come from a very remote village, Jharkhand. So during the summer times, we can get mangoes or maybe watermelon or like pineapple. So it was a time when we or our families were looking for this kind of fruits, because generally in village or cities like that, these fruits are not easily available. So I will definitely say that whenever I look for the mangoes, watermelon, or pineapple, pineapple is my favorite fruit. So it gives me a sense from where I have come, and it connects with the point. It connects with the roots from where I have come. So I would like to thank Ajay to recall this point. Thanks.
Hats off you, Akash. Hats off you. Amazing. So you can take over for the role.
Okay. So good morning to all of you once again. Apart from taking the charge of Search at Arms, I'm also taking charge of grammarian. As grammarian, it is my responsibility to take attention of all the things or whatever you speak during this content is. Listen carefully what kind of language you are using. I will also take down note in case someone is not proper using the grammar or sentence, as well as I will also note down all the good uses of sentences or some lines which are very attractive to listen. As a grammar, it's my duty to introduce word of the day. The word of the day is aversion. It's mean a feeling of intense dislike. The word of the day is aversion. It's meaning a feeling of intense dislike. The example will be related with the current situation, that is due to the Ukraine and Russia war, general or ordinary people have an aversion towards President Putin and Russia. I would like to encourage each speakers or participant to use word of the day. Whenever any speakers or any person use word of the day, I would like to everyone as an audience to use reaction button for thumbs up. So this will help to encourage. I'm also saying word of the day in the chat box. You can see it. Over to you, Toastmaster Ajay Sana.
Amazing. Superb, Akash. So it's time for the prepared speeches. So before proceed to prepared speeches, let me tell you something about my summer vacations memories at my village. I am being from a North Indian, lower middle class family. We had a large ancestral house in the village. Any good family occasions, we all celebrate together with family. In the city, we stay separately, but in the village, we still have one house. And on occasion of marriage or any goddess puja, like Satyanarayan ka puja or anything related to the god, we will celebrate and participate in big wagon. I still remember the marriage time was enjoyable moment wherein our village elders, ladies and children comes to our house in the night for singing and dancing. That moment was unforgettable to me. I was thoroughly enjoyed these during my childhood. Now, let's come up for our prepared speeches. Let's get started with the first speech. May I call the first evaluator, Toastmaster Babu sir, to read the objective of the first speaker, Toastmaster Tremel. May I request you to ask a few words upon selection of any image related to the theme, Babu sir?
Yeah, thank you, Toastmaster of the Day. Fellow Toastmasters, distinguished guests, and our distinguished speaker, Tremel in particular. First of all, welcome to Mumbai speakers. We're so happy and honored to have you here today. And we're all really looking forward to hearing your speech. So for the benefit of our audience today, Toastmaster Tremel apparently is going to give an international speech for one of his upcoming contests, if I'm not mistaken. And I will endeavor to evaluate the speech in all its different aspects, like a regular speech, pointing out all the good points and the areas for improvement. Is that okay with you, Tremel, or would you like me to include something else? Okay, so great to have you here, and we are really looking forward to your speech for the next 5 to 7 minutes, which will be the duration of the speech. So over to you, Toastmaster of the Day, and all the best, Tremel.
Yeah, just a minute. Just a minute, Toastmaster Babu sir. I have something for ML.
TMoD, Ajay, do I need to stop my screen?
Yeah, just a minute, huh? Yeah. So, yeah, let's spin it down. I have this.
Ajay, do you want me to do that?
Yeah, you can proceed. Yeah. Because it's my WhatsApp not opening. Yeah.
The first speaker is Tramal, who currently resides in Los Angeles, California. He's preparing for the district level contest for the Toastmasters International Speech Contest. We will give him a contest introduction, which is, please welcome Tramal Burger, the red button, Tramal Burger.
It had the beauty of a scarlet red rose, the distinction of a candy apple red 67 Mustang, an imaginary red button that shows up in my mind's eye when I'm in pain. And when I press it, it speaks and I can tune out anything that brings me pain. I was 7 the first time I saw that red button. I had just learned the first 2 years of my life resembled a game of hot potato with family after family tossing me out of their care. I pressed that red button and it said, Tramal, show the world that you are unforgettable. For 25 years, that red button voiced the words I needed to tune out pain. But when I got married, everything changed. My wife, Aria, she's unforgettable. She has these eyes that resemble planetary nebulas. They change colors with the seasons. She's smart, she's driven, and she's very curious about my past. And 3 years ago, while having dinner under the stars, she let a secret slip and said, Tramal, I saw an article about your dad's death. My dad died in a car accident before I was born. His family disowned me. Aria threw me a hot potato that I couldn't toss. And I pressed that red button and it said, meet your dad's family and show them just how unforgettable you truly are. 6 wild months later, I met the wealthy family whose name I carried with a triumphant chip on my shoulder. And do you know what I discovered when we finally met? We weren't related. DNA test confirmed. But my wife's eyes light up like a shooting star at this news. And she says, Tramal, this means your dad might still be alive. I went from triumphant to traumatized to transfixed by the idea that my dad was still alive. And the only thing I could do is what I vowed to never do. Respond to a 10-year-old message from my birth mother, the woman who threw me away like a broken toy she never missed. We talked that night, and I say, you know the name you listed as my father on my birth certificate? Wrong. What's the real name? And she says, Tad, I think. Last name? I don't know. Age? I don't know. Well, what else do you know? Nothing. It was a one-night kind of thing. I pressed that red button like it was a button on a vending machine that took my money, went to a secluded place, turned up the volume on the music track, and started screaming along. I'm an urban legend, South Central in a certain section. I don't need family. I'm self-made. All I need is me, myself, and I. The red button took my pain on a victory lap. But my wife, She's smart, she's driven, and she's very curious about my past. She found my family after searching DNA sites for 6 months, prompting a call from my new aunt, Sherry. Now, Sherry shared the story of how my real dad passed away at the age of 30 from a drug overdose. And she said, your dad's at peace now. He just couldn't make peace with his pain when he was alive. I know you have pain, honey. I just hope you found a way to face it. With the red button, I learned to tune out pain, but I never learned to make peace with my pain. And in order to do that, I had to do what my dad couldn't do and confront the origins of my pain. The woman who threw me away like I was a broken toy, she never missed. We met in her single occupancy unit, and there was a picture of me on her nightstand. And she said, I came back for you. I went to court to bring you home. You looked so happy and didn't know who I was. I couldn't break up your life again, but I need you to know I never stopped loving you. And the red button appeared. But all of a sudden, I had this thought to think, what if I am wrong about this whole thing? I was wrong about my dad. Could I be wrong about my mom too? And all of a sudden, a blue button appeared. And it was radiating peace like a still summer lake. And I pressed it. And when I did, it said, what if your mom giving you up was an act of love? I saw collateral beauty instead of pain for the first time. A few months later, I gave my mom a call to let her know that I was having my first child. And she asked me, Tremel, are you going to let me see my granddaughter? And I pressed the red button and then the blue, the red giving voice to my pain, the blue giving voice to the collateral beauty after the pain, until I finally realized that peace is a choice. And pain is just a portal that we pass through to find that peace. And how I live after pain, no matter how traumatic, is my choice. And 9 months later, I chose to watch my mom hold my daughter, Naya Rose, in her arms. And then my wife rested her head on my shoulder as if to suggest her work was done. And all of a sudden, I had this realization. And I look my wife in the eye and I say, honey, was this your plan all along? And she just shrugs her shoulders, smiles, and says, that's one secret I won't let slip. That's my wife. She's smart, she's driven, and her curiosity helped me see that peace, it's a choice. Toastmaster.
Oh, it's amazing speech. It's amazing, very emotional. My congratulations. Fantastic, very good. Yeah. So let me call the second speech, prepared speech.
If I may,
Let's get
just a minute, Ajay, because it's a little unusual meeting today. Tremor, will you like to wait till we finish all the speeches, or would you like to get a round robin? I know it's about 11 o'clock out there, so please tell me how you want to do it so we can go by that.
Yeah, can you all hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay. Yeah, I was going to hang back and enjoy the rest of the speeches, so that's okay.
Perfect, perfect, perfect. Please stay on. Thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster. So let's get started with the second speech. May I call the second evaluator, Toastmaster Raghav, to read the objective of the second speaker, Toastmaster Karthik. Over to you.
I think Sudha is evaluating, right? I don't have the evaluation forms.
No, second speaker.
Babu sir is evaluating. Babu?
No, I just wanted him to switch because, I need that 2 minutes for putting down some notes. So can we have the third speaker come on now, and then I go on to the evaluation.
Let's get Sangram then first. Yeah.
No, Sangram is the second. So let's get
Karthik is the third.
Yeah.
Karthik, yeah.
Raghav, over to you for Sangram.
I don't have the evaluation form.
No,
Oh, sorry, Karthik. For
Raghav
Karthik.
is evaluating Karthik. Since Babu sir is evaluating Tremal and will take some time, let Raghav do the honors for Karthik. Yeah.
Can you please send me the evaluation form on WhatsApp?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So actually, I need a guidance to download the evaluation form. I was on the website, and it is written the writing and speech with purpose.
Maybe you can just tell your level and project, and we can just take it from there. And
it's level 1 presentation mastery. The project is writing a speech with a purpose.
Okay.
Because I have done with my icebreaker.
Right. Okay. So Toastmaster, you can just take it over, and Karthik can begin his speech.
Yeah. So I'll just begin with my speech. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. I'll
So, Toastmaster Karthik, risky, Toastmaster Karthik, over to you.
Is it worth it? What if I couldn't make it? What if I couldn't pay it back? What if I failed? These are the most frequent questions that comes in our mind when we plan to take a decision which have risk in it. The research done on the human behavior at the Harvard Center of Population and Development shows that an average of 87% of the human in the world refuse to take risks because they are afraid of taking risks. Be it in the matter of education, in a job, personal relation, or the financial situation. In general, no one wants to fail. Well, Toastmaster, would you be willing to fail? In today's world, we are so much focused on the success stories that we often overlook the unmentioned road of failure. I would like to share my personal experience. In 2019, when I was in my first year of undergraduation, I met with a senior. He was a brilliant student and was preparing for the GATE examination. He worked hard, and by his dedication, he cracked the examination with all India rank of 303. He wanted to go for PSU job sectors. I also suggested him to apply for masters in top IITs, but he refused by saying, "Karthik, I don't have a condition to pay the fees." I said, "Buddy, first you fill the form. Once you get selected, we can opt for the education loan. It's easy." But his fear for the loan was so strong that he didn't enter the admission process. And you know what happened next? My senior was not got selected under the PSUs. And what was the worst part of this scenario? That year itself, the ONGC announced a tuition fees barrier for masters in IIT and got a paid internship opportunity for IIT master students. He was shattered and was regretting so much about his decision that he made for master's admission. The major obstacle for him getting into the master's was the fees, and that was resolved by the sponsorships. But at that time, he didn't take the risk and entered the admission process. Regret, it is a form of punishment itself. Life is all about risk. If you never take risk, then you will never know your capabilities. Well, there are ways of taking risks too. They can be calculated risk and a blind risk. People can choose the level of passion they are for their work and choose which one feels better for them. I have seen students of my age thinking a lot about the future, which is a really positive side. But taking no actions make the thought of future worthless. Our education system have taught us to become more successful and in the procedure of success. but no one taught us how to deal with the failure. And the fear of failure stops us from taking risk and exploring our new abilities. New discoveries are born from the ashes of failure. You will find the most common difference between the successful and the failure person is risk-taking ability. Did you know Bill Gates took the risk of dropping out from the Harvard University? Can you just imagine what was the conviction decision he made for himself? We are finding hard to get into that university, and that guy is just dropping it out from that university. This is just a big thing. Another example I could give is of Jeff Bezos. In 1990, he was the youngest president of that firm he was working for. Being at such a prestigious senior position level, or I would call it as a comfort zone, he left the lucrative amounts and the stable job in order to take a risk of creating disruption in the world of shopping. In order to give example of India, the best example I can see as a student is UPSC preparation students for civil services. A huge crowd of students taking risk in order to qualify this exam is really appreciable. They are dedicating their time, their years in order to prepare in such an earlier stage of the life is commendable. Success is relatively to an individual, but taking risk is what sets anyone apart from the rest. Risk is a key that gives you the extra edge to find the unique success that one desires. Risks can be carefully examined to be able to make informed decisions. In order to have extraordinary accomplishment, one needs to take risk. As Swami Vivekananda said, take risk in your life. If you win, you can lead. If you lose, you can guide. If one fails, the only one thing that he gains is experience and strength to do something in his life. Well, now I have given you the significance of taking risks. I should also guide you how. I have few key points in order to take risks. First, define your goals and vision clearly. Second, gather the information to estimate the risk and make out a research of potential obstacles in your pathway and take time in order to find out the solution for that. Learn from the past failures. Learn practicing taking a risk for yourself. We all aversion the regret. So it is worthy to take a risk and not to regret later. The final message for my whole speech is risking is always better than regretting. To you, Toastmaster Ajay.
Wow, amazing, Karthik. Amazing, superb. I think this is your second speech now after Icebreaker.
Yeah.
Okay, amazing. Very good. So let me call the third speaker. Let's get started with the third speech. May I call the third evaluator, Toastmaster Babu sir, to read the objective of the third evaluator, Toastmaster Sangha.
Yeah, thank you, Toastmaster of the day. Fellow Toastmasters and distinguished guests, from what I have read about the speech, this is an L1 P2 speech. So I gather that this is going to be about the organization structure of the speech and perhaps a little bit of the research elements that would be involved in presenting the speech. Am I right, Toastmaster Sangram?
Yes.
Yeah. So anyway, we would look forward to all the elements and the basic skills that go into speech making. And I definitely look forward to this 5 to 7 minute speech from you. So all the best to you and look forward to an entertaining and informative speech. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Babu. So Toastmaster Sangam, never give up. Never give up. Toastmaster Sangam, over to you.
Is the timer started? It's not started yet. How many of us can handle the failure as well as he did? 6 months of trying. and failure. He must have seemed to pursue another career or change the career itself, play county cricket or give up. But he did not. And that made the difference. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, I'm talking about Marwan Attapattu, a Sri Lankan cricketer and ex-captain of Sri Lankan cricket team. It's a story that Harsh Bogle, India's most loved commentator, loves to tell over and again. Making his debut in Test cricket for Sri Lanka, Marwan scored 0 in first innings and again in second. They dropped him. He went back to the nets for more practice, more first-class cricket, more runs, and waiting for that elusive call. 21 months later, he got another chance. This time, he tried harder. He scored 0 in first innings and 1 in second. Dropped again. He went back to the grind. Played more first-class cricket. Scored tons of runs in the first-class cricket. Runs that were inadequate to erase the painful memories of Test failure. Well, 17 months later, he got another chance. He got a chance to bat in both the innings. He scored 0 and 0. Dropped again. Would the selectors give him another chance? Well, they said he lacked the big match temperament. His potential is not good enough for highest level. Undaunted, Marwan kept on trying. 3 years later, he got another chance. This time he came good with runs. And in an illustrious career for Sri Lanka, he went on to score 5,000 runs, which included 16 centuries and 6 double hundreds. He went on to become the captain of Sri Lankan cricket team. Wow, what a guy. We often hear stories of talented people who gave up before their potential was realized. Very often we do all the hard work, and when we don't get the results, we just turn around and walk away, even though we may have been just one step away from success. We seldom realize that we are just one step away from achieving our goals. So next time, when you are staring at failure, just think of Marwan and remember one thing: never give up, never. It's an attitude that one should carry and live life with. Success is not everyone's cup of tea. It requires a lot of hard work, a lot of sleepless nights, a lot of efforts. You can achieve success only if you do not give up on small failures. You need to learn, embrace failure. Failure is the first attempt in learning. And it can give a value add, it's a valuable lesson to you if you're willing to learn. If you're not doing well in your job, what is the best thing you can do? Is quit and find another one. If you're banging away at the stone and it doesn't get crashed, what do? Shot at another stone and another result, lot of efforts and no result. Look at the babies learning to walk. They try and take few steps. They stumble, they fall. They stand up and then try again. They do not get embarrassed. They just get up and try again until they learn to walk. Think about it. If babies were like us, who gave up after first few failed attempts, would have never learned to walk. And yet, as an adult, we forget the important lessons of life. We are scared to take that first step. We are scared that if we fail, and when we take that first step and we get a failure, we just give up. So that is we just gave up. So do not. So what does the never give up attitude means? It means believe in yourself. It means willingness to accept the failure. It means giving an important value to your life. It means walking the walk, not talk the talk. It means live the life the way you want. I will end my speech with a quote from Jack Ma, the founder of Alibaba. Never give up. Today is hard. Tomorrow will be worse, and the day after tomorrow will be shining. Thank you, and over to you, Toastmaster. Babu. Thank you.
Wow, Toastmaster Sangam, what a speech. What a speech. Good improvement. Amazing. So, Toastmaster, I think the polls are ready for the prepared speeches.
Yes, Toastmaster Ajay.
So, can we start the polling for the prepared speeches, or yeah, thank you. Toastmaster, I think please confirm once it's done.
Polls are done, Toastmaster Ajay.
Okay, thank you. So Toastmaster Sudha, can we take it for the round robin topic, or because as per the agenda it's showing round robin on feedback on ISC.
You go as per the format, which is normal because he's ready to wait till the end. So let's go.
Oh, okay.
Table
Thank you
topic.
so much, Toastmaster, for the clarification. Thank you so much.
Apologize. Do I need to share time report now?
I think not now. After the after table topic session.
Okay.
So it's time for the table topic sessions. So before proceeding to table topic sessions, let me tell you now today's generation how the children are doing on the summer vacation. I can tell my experience. I'm parenting to both my kids. I feel how the generation has changed completely. Now children are busy with mobile handset, playing games in mobile, TV, cartoon, Netflix or cartoon web series, or movies and YouTube they are frequently watching. Of course, they are far better than from us in terms of exposure they got now. I always feel that COVID time, kids suffers more because of in-house, they can't go out for outdoor activities. And it makes them lazy and attract them on online stuff. And now, go on online stuff, our favorite table topic session. It's time for table topic sessions. Please help me invite the table topic master, Toastmaster Vishal Mehta. So,
thank you to Toastmaster of the day, Ajay.
Yeah, I also have spin off wheel for you.
Sure.
Let me share. Toastmaster Vishal, confirm if you can see my screen.
Yes, I can.
Yeah. Say a few words.
Is this about swimming?
Yeah.
In the pool on a vacation, I'm assuming. So yes, this brings back some very good memories about swimming during the holidays. Unfortunately, I learned pretty late in life how to swim. Otherwise, I would have really enjoyed some of my vacations a lot better. But nevertheless, I do remember my first swimming session was like when I was probably in 7th standard, if I'm not wrong. It was the first time we had gone to this hotel which had a swimming pool, and I was like so excited to take a dip. But of course, I could only go in the shallow waters because I really did not know how to swim. But luckily, there was like a lot of those rings, so I used to swim with the ring around me, and it was a really amazing feeling. So yeah, that's what I would like to share.
Okay. So over to
All
you,
right. Thank you so much,
Toastmaster
Toastmaster of the
Vishal,
day, Ajay.
for the
Yes. So good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Today we saw some really good speeches, especially we had someone from an international club speak. That was something pretty new to me. I haven't not seen that so far, so that was something really good. Hopefully we'll see more of those in the future as well. So normally in prepared speeches, everyone gets time to prepare. However, in real life, we don't really get time to prepare, and that's wherein we have these table topic sessions, wherein we give when we can practice our impromptu speeches. And in table topics, normally, like it helps us to develop our 4 vital communication skills, which like listening, thinking, organizing, and then delivering. So I've prepared some topics for all of you today, and hopefully everyone gets a chance to become better at improvisation. So let's say, for example, you are in a meeting and all of a sudden your boss calls your name and asks your views on a particular subject. Or if you are asked to say a few words at a family gathering or at a friend's farewell, how would you feel in that situation? Uncomfortable or a moment of aversion, probably. So the ability to speak confidently and clearly without any preparation is a very vital skill, and it simply comes with practice. Table topics are designed just for that. At Toastmasters, the table topic sessions allow us to practice your impromptu speaking in a safe and friendly environment. It also gives us an opportunity for those who haven't spoken yet at this meeting. I really hope everyone gives a shot at this one. I may randomly call anyone to participate, or you can volunteer by raising your hand. If we have any guests, they're also absolutely welcome to participate. So before we begin, I would request our timer, Toastmaster Urmila, to give us the timing guidelines for table topics. Over to you, Toastmaster Urmila.
Thank you, Table Topic Master. So for table topic, we have 1 to 2 minutes for each speaker. I will raise green card at 1 minute. I will raise yellow card at 1 minute 30 seconds. I will raise red card at 2 minutes. We have a grace period of time of 30 seconds either side of time. Over to you, Table Topic Master. All the best to all speakers. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Yeah, sorry. Okay. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Urmila. All right. So let's get started. If anyone would like to volunteer for the table topics, please raise their hands. All righty. Sorry, Alvin, you had to say something? Yes.
I said I'll volunteer.
Oh, you volunteer. Okay. Okay, absolutely. Let's okay, that sounds good. So let's get a topic for you. Since today's theme is about the summer wanderlust and like all about traveling, so we'll have a few questions around that. So Toastmaster Alvin, first travel experience without parents. First travel experience without parents, Toastmaster Alvin.
Okay, so first travel experience without parents. Toastmasters, fellow Toastmasters, very good afternoon. When we talk about travel, yeah, for me, childhood, I would say I did not get any chance to travel outside Bombay when I was young. So it was only after I did took up my first job, and I had to do a BCP for my company, where I got a chance to travel outside Bombay. So that if I conclude, that could be the first travel independently traveling outside, and that was a very adventurous and a very exciting travel, because I've never gone in a flight, and somehow we were three of us, and we were put up somewhere in a Chennai place, and the other two partners who are of another faith, they wanted to, after the Chennai, they wanted to go to Andhra Pradesh, and I was not comfortable. I didn't know what to do because I was all alone in that place. So I traveled with them to Andhra Pradesh, and somehow we were told that the puja place will start tomorrow morning. So then I couldn't wait. So I traveled all the way back alone from Andhra Pradesh to Chennai, came to the airport all alone, asking people and all, and then again from Chennai to Bombay. So being all alone, not knowing the languages of different states, how I managed was a very exciting moment for me, and a memorable thing for me to remember. So yes, so that gave me a good exposure, good experience about traveling. Thank you.
Awesome. That was really good experience that you shared with us. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Alvin. Okay, let's go to our guest, Rakesh. So the
Yes,
topic I have for you is Toastmaster Rakesh, is traveling alone a great idea? Is traveling alone a great idea? Guest Rakesh, over to you.
Yeah. So hi, thank you. So traveling is something which is very close to me, as a few of my friends call me the Wanderluster, somebody who likes to explore different cultures and participate along with them. But yes, if you ask me for traveling, I would definitely prefer traveling alone, because the experience is amazing. Because I remember one of my few trips, which I had undertaken back 3 years ago, back in Europe, where it was a solo trip, which I wanted to consciously make that attempt because I'm very fascinated with the European culture as well. Traveling alone has its own pros and cons, but so I will highlight the pros first. Pros is you can participate in the culture yourself. There are no hindrances or stumble blocks that you would face basically from your traveling or your partner colleagues. And third is you are a free roamer. Basically, you can do what you please. Cons is basically for traveling alone is that obviously you do not have a group where you can basically share your experiences and culture. And the second part is basically you might basically get a little travel sick by traveling alone. And third is obviously when you're in a group, you can share the experiences collectively or cumulatively, which you cannot do while traveling alone. But yeah, if you ask me, traveling alone is one of the best experience that I've had, especially my European trip, because I could experience this different culture, and I was a free roamer, and I could do what I wanted. And that is something which is very close to my heart, and I would want to undertake the trip all over again. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much, guest Rakesh. That was really interesting take on that subject. So thank you so much. Okay, next I see is our grammarian Akash. So Toastmaster Akash, where would you go if you could go anywhere, and why? Where would you go if you could go anywhere, and why? Toastmaster Akash.
Yeah. So good afternoon to everyone. The topic is that where would I like to go if I want to go if I have a chance to go anywhere. So of course, right now in the earth, and I can go everywhere, whether it is India or abroad from India. So the thing which I want to go, but maybe that I'm not able to go, that is to go beyond this earth, maybe moon, maybe Venus, maybe Mars or something like that. But I would like to explore Mars. The reason is very clear, because if I go to moon, so I think Neil Armstrong was the first person who has gone to moon. And talking about Venus or other planets, so I think no one has gone to there. and it's also not feasible to sustain in such planets. While talking about the Mars, it is a planet. I will not say that it is just resemble of the Earth, but the chances of existing there, maybe after a couple of decades or maybe a century, it is feasible for the human beings to stay there. And that's why I would like to be the first person in this Earth to go there and create a record in Guinness Book of Record. So maybe that after a long period of time, if someone go through that and he says or she says that, yeah, Akasha was the first person who has gone to that Mars. And second thing is that if you talk means where you want to explore. So try to explore those things where people haven't gone through. So it is the first experience which you can share that, and people would like to connect with you. So that's the point from my side. Over to you, Toastmaster, Tabletop Master Vishal Mehta.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Akash. That was a very good and informative and elaborative, explanation that you gave why you would like to go to Mars. So hopefully, like once you go there, then you can let us know, and we all can also follow. Okay, next I see Toastmaster Karthik. All right. So
yes, sir.
Toastmaster Karthik, would you travel into the past or future, and why? Would you travel into the past or future, and why? Toastmaster Karthik.
So I would believe I would travel in the past and, utilize my time as much as I can. Most of my vacations I have wasted playing on the and climbing up the trees for mangoes and all. But I would, go in past, tell myself to inculcate few good habits, moreover, learn new things. So it will be help in the future. What will be happening in the future? Let's design it in past. So for my planning, I'll surely go in past and tell myself to have a good cohort. Go into the schools. I probably miss schools, so that summer vacation camps. I never joined that. I don't know why, but I was too lazy over that time. So I will encourage myself to go in camps to spend good time with my friends. I used to not much, involved. I used to go directly to the village when it was vacation. So yeah, I will go in past, tell them to learn, tell myself to learn, spend my time properly and inculcate, good habit and learn what I can in my that time. To you, developing master.
Okay, that was really good. Thanks for sharing that, Karthik. I think many of us would agree going into the past and trying to fix a few things. So yeah, I completely agree with you on that. All right, I see the second guest Zishan also raising his hand. So I have one interesting question for you, which is travel. Okay, guess Zishan, travel by land, sea, or air. Travel by land, sea, or air. Guest Zishan.
Oh, well, hi. Yeah. So for me, particularly, I won't have any particular choice of choosing to travel from air or sea or land. It would be depending on where I want to go and how the journey is for me. If I am going to a place where I know that I have to be quick, of course, I would travel by air. If I know that I want to go somewhere where I want to enjoy the journey, perhaps take a long ride to that destination and also see the beautiful places and scenes that during the journey. So it's there would have to be I would have to judge um, the location that I'm going and the travel, how the travel is going to be. And based on that, I would decide if I want to travel by sea, by land, or by air. So there wouldn't be any particular choice for me. Yeah, I think this is as a guest, you are just giving us a chance to talk on any table topics that you give, right?
Yep.
Okay, fine. Yeah. So yeah, so there's not much to say on this. It would depend on the journey for me.
Okay, thank you, guest Zishan. That was a very calculated response, but well said as well. Thank you so much. Timer, Urmila, do we have time for taking additional, or should we go to
We
our
can take
next
one
session?
more.
One more, okay. Okay, we have Toastmaster Harsh. All right. So, Toastmaster Harsh, describe an unpleasant experience in your vacation. Describe an unpleasant experience in your vacation, Toastmaster Harsh.
Unpleasant experience in my vacation. So when it comes to an unpleasant vacation experience, it generally depends on the company which you're with, because anyway you go to the vacation, it's a change, and everyone likes a change. Everyone likes the concept of an vacation is a change or a break from what you're doing right now. And I don't have a particular bad experience. I was very much fortunate enough to have a good travel experience wherever I went. But as I'm supposed to say about a bad experience, I would like to say, whenever there is a bad experience happen, it only happens because of the bad company. It doesn't matter if your hotel is bad or maybe the place you're getting is not so good. But when you get your me time and you are alone and you want to do something, but still there is someone who's keep on troubling you, or you cannot get out of a particular thing, that could be the worst possible experience for any solo traveler or any traveler on a vacation. So as I told you, I was fortunate enough, and I would wish something like this should never happen to anyone. Over to you, Vishal. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Toastmaster Harsh. Yeah, I mean, so far you've been pretty lucky, and I hope the lucky streak continues for you and you don't really have any unpleasant experiences. Wow, I think we had really good participation. So thank you so much, everyone. We go over to our timer, Urmila, to share the timer report for our table topic speakers.
Thank you, Table Topic Master Vishal. So here is timer report. Toastmaster Alvin took 2 minutes 4 seconds. Guest Rakesh took 1 minute 37 seconds. Toastmaster Akash took 1 minute 57 seconds. Toastmaster Karthik took 1 minute 13 seconds. Guest Zishan took 1 minute 20 seconds. And Toastmaster Harsh took 1 minute 4 seconds. All participants are qualified. Do I need to present prepared speeches report now or later?
I believe we can Toastmaster of the day if you
Yeah,
can correct.
Yeah. Yes. No, you please go ahead.
Go ahead, yeah.
Sudha ma'am was telling something.
It is not now.
Okay. Over to Table Topic Master. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Urmila, for the timing report. So I believe everyone should have the voting for selecting the best topic speaker. If they can just give the voting. All right, so I believe we have come to the end of the table topic session. A big round of applause to everyone. I think everyone spoke really well, so thank you so much. And yeah, we keep encouraging everyone to participate in the future table topic sessions as well. With this, I pass it back to our Toastmaster of the day, Ajay. Over to you, Toastmaster Ajay.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Vishal. It's a thrilling speech. Everyone has delivered fantastic. So it's time for the general evaluation. And may I call our general evaluator, Toastmaster Sudha, to take forward next session of the session, next part of the session. Over to you, Sudha.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Toastmaster of the day. And thank you. I'm going to be doing the last section of every Toastmasters meeting. And this is about the general evaluation. And the general evaluation consists of 2 parts, where I will be actually guided by the evaluators to give me an evaluation of the prepared speeches which have been conducted today. Apart from that, I will also be giving my comments on the general conduct of the meeting today, which is a part of the general evaluation of the meeting. To help me do this, there will be my evaluators, of course, and also the tag role players, which will be the timer, our counter, and grammarian. Reports will be shared at the end of as a part of the general evaluation part. Now, to start with, let me hand over the stage to the first evaluator, which will be Babu sir, who will be evaluating Toastmaster Tremel's speech. Thank you. Over to you, Babu sir.
Madam General Evaluator, fellow Toastmasters, distinguished guests, and our speaker, Toastmaster Tremal in particular. What a profound and impactful speech that was, Tremal. Kudos to you for taking my breath away. Let's give him a huge, huge round of applause for that great speech that we got this morning. Now, of the many ingredients that would form a successful speech, there are two which are time tested. One is the opening, and the second is the body. And today, Toastmaster Tremal started off with a very intriguing opening, connecting the opening with the title when he said, I have this red button in my mind. It tunes out anything. And that really got me thinking, what is he talking about? And to make the subject clearer, he came up with a personal story. And it was not just a personal story. It was a traumatic, touching, a testing personal story, which I'm sure that all of us will remember for much longer than this session. The story took us through his journey of life when at the age of 10, he was virtually thrown out on the street by his mother. And every time this pain would flash in his mind like the red button, till at the age of 25, the love of his life, his wife Arya, came into his life. A smart woman with drive and curiosity who made several attempts to help him find his bearings in life, his past, trying to reconnect with his past as to why his mother did what she did, who his father was. And it was a beautiful journey of a story, well spoken, well delivered. And towards the end, I was just waiting to know what really happened. And suddenly he spoke about the blue button, which flashed in his mind when he realized that he had indeed been thrown out on the street for his own sake, for his own peace of mind, perhaps for him to get away from a drug-addicted father. His message, peace is a choice, literally was the icing on the cake and summed up the travails that we go through in our life. But at the end, if we are able to come to terms with peace, it makes life more livable. The things that stood out for me is that every time I think of pain and peace, his red button and his blue button will flash in my mind. The good points about the speech was, as I said, the profound story, the poignant message, good word usages, eyes lit up like a shooting star, triumphant chip, triads, triumphant, traumatized, transfixed, were all right up there. But if, permit me to extend the evaluation a little, if I may point out a few points for improvement, I think this speech had a lot of scope for props. When you speak of the red button and the blue button, perhaps you could have shown, I don't know, maybe a red button itself or something red at the beginning, a blue button, something associated with the color blue to get that extra impact in the speech. And when you were thrown away like a toy, well, you could have still used a prop to show that that is how you were discarded. You could have added a quote at the end because I thought the speech ended a bit flat. So perhaps a quote which would have summed up your message would have really taken it to a different level. But I can only say that this speech would definitely have as much an impact on the audience that you would be delivering it to as you've had upon us. All the best once again, and over to you, Madam General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Babu. Surely enough, the evaluation couldn't be just limited by the Toastmasters guidelines, because it was a very enthralling speech. And yes, all the pointers had to be given, as Tremal has taken the effort to come and share such a beautiful personal story with all of us. So for the benefit of Tremal, I would like to do a quick round robin, wherein every one of us will give a feedback to Tremal on a speech, and then I will reserve mine also, the round robin part, to the end. So can we just quickly have a round of feedback for Tremal, please? We can start with the guests. Maybe guest Rakesh, would you like to take 1 minute? Sorry, just 1 second. The timer, if you can keep a time of 1 minute, please, for sure. each person. 1 minute. Thank you.
Hi. Hi, Tremal. Hi. First of all, I would like to congratulate you for such a stupendous and fantastic speech. I was completely engrossed in the entire speech that you said, the entire 7 minutes. And it really impacted me as well, because your personal story is something which we all can learn from. And how the red button basically has influenced you and how you were connecting the dots is something which I was very amazed, to look at. Just very minor feedback, because this speech was very well prepared, is that although I might not be a very great speaker, but yeah, through my observation, I can see that impactful speeches are a little more forceful. So for example, if I give you an example of a Simon Sinek, or if I give an example of a Tony Robbins or a Shashi Tharoor example, who are great speakers, they have a little more force in their speech. So the tone of the speech could be a little more forceful and something which could have added more impact. And as the evaluator rightly mentioned, using a little more props for the color, and when you were shunned away or thrown away by your family and abandoned, some kind of an expression on that note would have added a little more impact. So that's all I have to say. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Rakesh, for those valuable comments. I'd like to ask Karthik to say a few words.
Yes. So, Toastmaster Tremal, I actually like your speech, and I don't think I'm a right person, ma'am, to judge him, because I am at a very much low position over the speaking. So, all good from my side. All the best for the speech. Thank you.
Great. Akash, would you like to go at it, please?
Yeah. So I will start with the statement that I'm also not a person who can judge your performance, and but I would like to say that your story is very very connecting with the people who gave up at some moment times. For example, what happened, or the tragedy which happened with you. So it's the moment that many people give up and with their lives, and maybe do something which is not easy for maybe they took maybe they go for the suicide or something else. So how you come from that incident and how you have achieved, I don't know where you have right now, but you have achieved a lot of things in your life. And one statement that you have gave, that peace is a choice and pain is a part of life. So I would likely take this statement to my life. Thanks, Tremal, to be a part of this speech and the club. Thanks.
Great. Thank you, Akash. I would like Zishan to say a few words. Guess Zishan.
Yeah, sure. Well, this is my first day, and I am being told to give my views on a wonderful speaker as Kamel. As well, the speaking over here is quite dynamic, which I like. The thing that Tremal, the speaking that he did was quite passionate, which is what I understand to be one of the fundamentals. Is that if you want to have a good speech, you must have the knowledge of what you're speaking. You must be passionate about what you're speaking. If you're passionate, if your energy is low, then the speech won't be good. And of course, even as this was something which was personal to him, a real personal story that he shared with us. Surely the emotions came out through. I heard the Toastmasters Babu, when he was evaluating, judging the speech, he's told about props. The thing about the blue button and the red button is very interesting one. This relates to me, of course. I don't know why no one brought it up, and perhaps Tamil could share actually where he got this from. I understand, of course, it's to be the Matrix. From the Matrix movie, you have the blue pill and the red pill. And Neo, what does he do? He takes the red pill, and so then he goes deep in the rabbit hole. Surely, Babu, what he told about bringing the props could have made the speaking a bit more when you bring the prop, you can then make the speech much more intense by the viewers, by the listeners, seeing something which is very physical. So you would have something in the red, in the right and the left hand. The blue button rather would be the positive one. The red button here, what the Tamil said was the negative one, because he used to brush off his the difficulties and all of those things while he used to press them. So all in all, I did like his speech very much. I heard many of the great speakers on video, and definitely his was a very nice one compared to the rest that I've seen.
Thank you so much, Zishan, for that elaborate feedback to Toastmaster Tramel. I would like to give Alvin the stage to give a 1-minute feedback, please.
Yeah, as the others have said, I too am not an expert, but as I said, as I feel everybody's learning, and today was one great learning session, and something more that I've learned today, I can clearly see. Tramel, I did not expect such a story to come up, such a personal story to come up, something which is straight from the heart. So something which does not need to be written down, or something which is such a some person has gone through. So it's all clear, the expressions, the flow, everything I felt that it was all natural. I could just see that it was something which is not where you have to write and then on the words you go, and then when that particular word comes, you have to give that expression. This was a story that a person has gone through. When he is expressing, the feeling automatically comes out. Rightly said by Babu, the red button, blue button, indicating that will go a long way in everybody's life. And yeah, personally for me also, I feel this red button, blue button is a case in everybody's life, where we are at a low, and we see, when we are low, we see the negative side, but we have to see the positive side, which shows the blue button. So this is where it impacts everybody's life. So truly commendable. I feel it was a very well presented speech, and all the best to you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I would like Raghav to say a few words, please.
Sure. Yeah, Tramel, the speech was amazing. I'll talk about how I went through your speech. So when somebody gives a speech, for a speaker, the objective is to take you on a journey, right? You start with something, then it takes you onto something else. You give us a complete ride. I mean, when you started, you talked about the red button. Then it got me thinking, what's the red button he's talking about? I'm thinking. Then you talked about the challenges that you were thrown out, right? Then that is such a strong statement to make. Okay, where is this going? Then you elaborated on that point, and it made, I guess, everyone very emotional. There's so many strong things you were going through. Then as the story was progressing, then you talked about the blue button. Now the positivity confessing, facing to your challenges, all those things are coming up. Then okay, now he's like trying to find peace with it. So then after that, it gives a message to all of us that how everyone has some personal challenge or whatever it is, and how we should, in fact, we should also try to face to our internal demons. In fact, you won't believe, I was personally thinking of some of my challenges when I was listening to your story. Maybe I should also confront that thing. I can say here, but such kind of a journey you took me through, which is like amazing. It's such a strong story that the emotion comes automatically as you speak. But as Babu sir rightly said, that some props could have been used. Now that I think about it, yes, on a visual, presentation point of view, yeah, if you could use some prop, it would make it even more interesting. That's how I enjoyed, and really amazing speech. Thank you so much, everyone. Over to you.
Thank you, Raghav. I would like Ritik to say a few words, please.
Yes, Toastmaster Sudha. So first of all, Toastmaster Tremel, it was a fantastic speech. If I summarize that, you look like LeBron James in an NBA game. So kudos to that. And whatever I wanted to cover, that is already covered by all the evaluators. So two things I want to bring on the stage. The first thing is, it's a different accent. Indian accent is a bit different as compared to American accent, but I felt one thing, you could use some sort of a probes or hooks from where you can grab the attention back from the audience. So audience won't be like, we need to focus on the speech. They'll be like, we can lose the attention, but we need something from there we can again join the speech. So it could be prob, it could be sort of a repetition of a sentence. So it could be anything. So that thing you could add. And apart from that, I'll say, don't worry about anything. It was a wonderful speech and you'll rock on the main stage. Over to you, General Evaluator, Toastmasters.
Thank you, Ritik. Thank you for those kind words. I'm sure Tremel is feeling all reassured. Harsh, have I left anybody else? Harsh? Hello? I think Harsh is busy. Have I left out anybody? Ajay?
You covered everyone except me. My eyes were proud of. So
Sorry, I didn't
I said you covered everyone.
I have Urmila is there. Yes, Urmila raised her hand. Urmila and Harsh, right? Harsh, have you finished?
Yes, I was just here.
No, have you finished giving your feedback?
No, I haven't.
Okay, so Harsh and Urmila, and then I'll take over. Please go ahead.
Okay, so first of all, Tremel, it was a really, really nice speech. And I do not need to say that. I'm sure that many people have already told you. And when it comes to any constructive feedback, honestly, I don't have any. I cannot tell you where you went wrong, but I can definitely tell you what all things were really nice. So you also need to know those parts. So very well you connected with your own life and the speech, and it looks very natural. That's a really good part. A unique thing about your speech was you made it vivid. Everyone has all the people who heard your speech, everyone has an image of a red button and a blue button in their mind. That was something very unique, and very less speakers do that, and which is very important. Also, everyone knew that they always have a red button and a blue button, but never labeled anything. But you gave them a name to label. So now whenever they think about some situation like that, they will always think of you as a red button, the thing which you told, the red button and a blue button. So that was really nice of you to tell everyone that something they already had it, but they never knew it. That's it. And without any doubt, I can say that you're going to win it. I do not have 1% of doubt. You're definitely going to win your speech. Thanks a lot. Over to you, Gender Evaluator.
Urmila, are you next?
To General Evaluator, Sudha. So firstly, congratulations Toastmaster Tremel to participating in international speech. It was really amazing and emotional speech. So it was really touched to my heart. And the button you mentioned, red, blue. So I was like, I'm playing timer role in this meeting. So like, am I echoing? Okay, so I am playing timer role in this meeting. So yeah, we also have green, yellow, red button while speaker are delivering their speeches. So yeah, I could say this was amazing speech. I just only recommend one thing, if it is allowable. Okay, so I could only recommend that if you could, express your thing while it is, whenever it is happy moment, you can show happiness on your face, and while it is some sad moment, you can show, or you can, your voice modulation should be different as the while expressing your thoughts. While it is happy or while it is sad, you have to show, your expressions or voice modulation should be needed. That's it from my end. Thank you so much and all the best.
Thank you, Urmila. And that leaves me, Tramel, to give you feedback on your speech. I think all the good things have already been said, and it was an enthralling speech, and it was very brave of you to come and share one of your personal stories to a strange audience. So, I mean, the first time audience. I mean, it's an amazing feat that you've done. I mean, for that, I definitely want to congratulate you on this. There was no aversion of any kind of resistance from your side to share such a personal story. I mean, that shows your character, Tramel. And that also shows the fact that you are there because you want to share this passionate story of yours to the audience. And that also relates to the fact how much this story means to you and your life. So kudos to that. That's the best part. And you've heard different versions of that from different people in our club today. So what is it that I want you to keep in mind so that you don't lose the award and the medal? So definitely one part is the energy. It is an emotional story. I agree, it was a very emotional story. And sometimes you yourself are drawn with the emotion. So it's not easy for you to keep in mind that, you're giving a speech and, you have to take care of your voice modulation and all that. Because I remember I also shared a speech about my father passing away, and how important it was for me to share that part with the Toastmasters. And it was very difficult to keep in mind that you're actually giving a speech and keep your vocal variety. But you are there now, you want to win. You are at the ISC level, which is important for you to win as well, with the fact that the joy of sharing such a personal story. Try to see if you can bring in the voice modulation. The red button is such a profound statement. I mean, I think you should probably put all your energy to talk about the red button, and peacefully talk, or softly talk about the blue button. There was that voice modulation which you could probably take. And the joy of meeting your mother, or the remorse of meeting your mother, that was an aspect which you could have probably elaborated a little bit. And the joy of having such a love of your life being your guide for reaching you to the connecting you with your mother. That part was something which I wanted some more energy in you. Other than that, I think it was a wonderful speech. And with the props and with a little bit of voice modulation, you're going to be a killer. Everybody is going to vote for you. I'm absolutely sure. So kudos and congratulations. And thank you once again for coming here and sharing the story with us. If you have something to say, so that we can, or you want to wait till the end of the meeting. I'm still concerned about your timings. That's all.
Yeah, no, I just want to say thank you so much for all the feedback. Everyone just took time to give specific and personalized feedback, and I feel the energy that you're pushing back towards me, and I just want to say it's kind of a two-way street. I'm gonna take away a lot of really good notes from this meeting, and take a look at the speech. My contest is in a week, so I have like 6 days left to get it ready before the district contest, and so just generally appreciated. And thank you all so much for all the helpful feedback. I won't forget this experience.
Thank you, Tramel. And
one thing, Tramel, maybe you could send us a link for the contest if we are able to sit up with the time difference.
Yeah,
we'll really enjoy listening to you once again.
Sure,
Yeah.
we'll do. Yeah, it's broadcast live on YouTube, so I'll send it.
Okay.
Yeah, that'll be nice. You can see our emojis as motivation for you.
We'll be your cheerleaders.
Great.
you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Ramal. Now, moving on with the formalities of the meeting, I would like to call upon the next evaluator, which is Toastmaster Raghav, to evaluate Toastmaster Karthik's speech.
Thank you so much, General Evaluator. Toastmaster Karthik, the objective of the speech was to learn the basic method of learning a speech and present a well-organized speech. The topic that you chose to highlight the importance of risk-taking, even if it meant facing failure. Nowadays, we are so obsessed with success that we almost have an aversion towards failure. For the people who face failure, it becomes so traumatizing that they become even afraid to take risk going forward. So you have emphasized this point beautifully with an example from your life, the senior who did not apply to get into that university and who did not take that risk. Then you cited the examples of Bill Gates and Jeff Bezos, that even after taking unconventional career paths, they are pinnacle of success for all of us. Then you talked about the UPSC aspirants, which was very relevant to the topic. Then you also gave suggestions for all of us how to go about taking risk. Overall, since the objective was to understand the structure of writing a speech, I believe you have successfully completed that objective. The structure that you followed was stating the topic, what is the importance. Then you moved on to a personal story, then stories from some celebrities, then some suggestions. From advice or any improvement suggestions, I have only two. Since you have mastered the structure part, so I will just tell you two things how you can sharpen your content. So when you were giving that UPSC example, you could have said, do you know the success rate of UPSC is 0.3%. But what happens to the rest 99.7% of students who did not make UPSC? Are we talking enough about them, or do we have a support system? See, by saying like this, you are actually making the point more impactful. People can relate to numbers more easily. And secondly, if you could stand up while delivering the speech, we can see more easily your body language and your hand gestures and all these things, which will really make your speech more impactful. So I will conclude my evaluation from a quote, which I suddenly remembered Anupam Kher has said, that if you did not face any failure in your life, maybe you did not even take any risk. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Brilliant. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Raghav, for that wonderful evaluation. And I'm sure Karthik is going to try and adopt it in his future speeches. And now I would like to call upon the third evaluator, who's again coming back to the stage, which is Toastmaster Babu, to evaluate Toastmaster Sangram's speech. Over to you, Babu sir.
Thank you once again, Madam General Evaluator, fellow Toastmasters, distinguished guests and Toastmaster Sangram in particular. When you hit upon a topic which is close to an audience, you are well on your way to connecting with them very well. Never give up is something which we have all done in our lives, experiencing failures, experiencing success, falling, rising once again. So I think in choosing the topic, you got your formula right for the speech. You started off brilliantly with a question, which again is a nice opener for a speech when you said, how many of us can handle failure? And you got us thinking from there on. The body started with a character, a person who played county cricket, who was selected, who was dropped, who played lots of first-class cricket, who had test failures, and eventually he scored 5,000 runs, 6 centuries, and 6 double hundreds. The elegant cricketer, as a cricket fan, I also know him, I've seen him, Marwan Atapattu. So you brought out a very special character here to depict how never giving up makes so much of a difference in reaching your final goals in life. And you went on to say how it's so very important for us, talented people who have given up in life, but through persistence and not giving up, we have been able to achieve our goals. In the second part of the speech, you came up with several messages to reinforce this, where you said success can only be through hard work. Failure is the first attempt in learning. And you likened this whole scenario to how babies learn to walk, and say if babies also did and had given up in the first instance, would they have probably grown up into strong, sturdy adults who can walk on their feet? So throughout the speech, you had this message running through. And I think that was a great way of opening and closing the speech. Now, could you have done something better in this entire speech delivery? While I did think you had one character which is very important in every speech, but perhaps I would have liked to have a more identifiable or a stronger character. And one character which comes to mind is a person like Malala. If you've really read about the story of this lady, it's one of those really hard-hitting characters who went through a lot of trauma in her life, but she never gave up. So perhaps maybe a slight shift in the type of story, the type of character that you pick up would also make a bit of a difference. In the messages, I thought you had one message after another. So you reeled off 3, 4, 5 messages. But what I would generally have liked is that if you had one strong or 2 strong, crisp messages, I think that would really sum up the whole thing. The third thing I would like to say is you completed your speech in 6 minutes. I think you still had about a minute and a half. So perhaps you could have filled that up with a personal story, which I think was missing in the entire thing, of how you used this message, how it helped you in your own life. So I think with all these recommendations and with a little tweak here and there, I'm sure that you are on to much higher level, greater level speeches in future. So over to you, Madam General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Babu, for that wonderful evaluation on Toastmaster Sangram's speech. Yes, today has been a very unique Toastmasters meeting with the Summer Wanderlust introduction by the Toastmaster of the day and taking us through our childhood memories of our summer vacation and a variety of speeches, very inspirational and amazing how they all connect together. Risk, never give up, and the red button. I was just writing the titles of the speech and I realized this is the message of today. Take risks, never give up, and if there is a red button ahead of you, try and convert it to the blue button. This is the beautiful summary that I kind of drew in when I was writing my notes on today's meeting. So kudos to the wonderful prepared speeches and congratulations to each and every one to have moved further ahead on your learning path. Why I say that is because the prepared speeches, of course, by Trammell is of a quality of ISC, but I also need to make a mention that Karthik and Sangram, Toastmaster Sangram, are giving their second speech. I thought it was a wonderfully drafted speech, very well delivered, and I found all the elements for a great speaking, journey ahead of you. because you've just begun and you've already understood what it takes to create an inspirational speech. So kudos to both our prepared speeches today. The guest introduction was, of course, it was a little bit different from the usual format, but we still kind of fitted in Tramal, who was already a guest and also giving a speech. And we did have Rakesh and Zishan. But before that, we had the introduction by the Sergeant at Arms, which was Toastmaster Akash, who was pulled in to do the introduction, and he did a beautiful job on that. Yes, Zishan, you're the first spoken voice for the meeting. And I think you set the tone for the meeting ahead. A little bit of energy was missing. Probably, maybe because you took up this role at the last minute. But that's what Toastmasters are all about. Be prepared for any kind of roles, anytime. So that's how we all learn to take up the challenge, because life is not always about preparation. You have to be prepared to take up and deliver the best as though it was a prepared one. Practice definitely makes it perfect. So keep taking your roles up. I'm sure you will get the energy irrespective of the preparation. So congratulations to you on that. The theme was a great theme, as I mentioned. The video which he shared was a beautiful video, and it kind of traversed to our childhood memories of the local train journeys, which we all have done with our families. So yes, I loved the video, but Toastmaster Ajay, there was a volume which we didn't hear. It was like a silent movie. We didn't know what we were watching, and probably for the ease of the people who were not able to read Hindi quickly after a long time without a practice, and also people who don't read Hindi. So we could have probably described a little bit about what those moments are. So that was missing in the introduction. Is Ajay here, or he's dropped out for some reason?
Looks like he's dropped out.
Yeah, I hope he comes back anyway. So that was the video part. So there was a technical glitch there. The aversion being the word being introduced by the grammarian was a good word. I think it was an easy word to use, but we found people having an aversion to use it in their speeches more frequently. The speeches, as I mentioned, were fantastic. I think each one of them were absolutely great. But I do have a point to make about the evaluations. Now, we did create a group for the role players, and it was important for us to use that group to share in advance the evaluation forms with the respective evaluators. We don't want people to come on the stage and have a little bit of that confusion. Where's the evaluation form? Yes, I know L1, P2, even the evaluators can download it, but that's not the job of an evaluator. It is the job of the speaker to be giving the information to the evaluator well in advance, because they also need to do it like a speech. They don't want to be jumbled at the last minute for doing that. So please try and use the group to try and connect with your respective evaluators so that they are prepared for their evaluation speeches as well. Evaluations, I think, were spot on. I don't have anything to say on that, because Babu sir did 2 of the evaluations, and Raghav also did a brilliant evaluation today. I've seen Raghav really improvising a lot on his speeches, and that's what took him to the ISC level as well this time. And now I can see him also improving in his evaluation. He found the ways to give the right feedback in a beautiful structured format, which Toastmasters encourages us to do. So kudos to that, Raghav. And Babu sir, what can I say about him? He's always the person who speaks the right things at the right time. But yes, he has so much to say. So sometimes he does go a little overboard over time. But we love to hear you speaking. We don't want to stop you at all, Babu sir. Thank you so much. So apart from that, I think it was a brilliant meeting, a meeting of different sorts. I think we accommodated Tramal also to give his speech, but we learned a lot. we also were able to become mini evaluators in our own way. I think all of us became evaluators, but we give our evaluation in 1 minute. You will be given a 2 to 3 minutes in a normal evaluation format, but brilliant. We got that opportunity. So learning is a two-way bridge, right? We hear them, we learn, and we are also able to give what they want to take on from there. Yes, I know the TAG team report is pending, Urmila. So I will be calling upon the timer for sharing the evaluation timing as well as the prepared speeches. But prepared speeches polling is already over, so we can just get on to the evaluation now. Thank you.
Sure. Thank you, General Evaluator Sudha. So Toastmaster Babu took 4 minutes 30 seconds while evaluating first speaker Tremel. Toastmaster Babu took 4 minutes 1 second while evaluating Toastmaster Sangram's speech. Toastmaster Raghav took 3 minutes 8 seconds while evaluating Karthik's speech. Toastmaster Babu are disqualified in both the evaluations. Thank you. Over to General Evaluator.
Oh my God. Anyway, I think we love listening to Babu sir's evaluation, irrespective of the time. So I will keep that aside. But yeah, time is essence.
Sudha madam is not surprised, so it doesn't matter.
Okay, so we go on to the R counter report, please.
Am I audible?
Yes, yes, Harsh.
Yeah. So I would just, before presenting my report, I would just like to say that many people did use the crutch words or the filler words. And I completely agree that these words are very important for you all to be a part of the speech because they actually mean something. And none more importantly, it is important to you, but it is very important for the audience to understand these words. So as on the weekly's public speaking ideas, Joy Suraj shared one thing. So the tools which are very important are the tools which your audience connects. Unfortunately, the filler words or the or the R's aren't well much connectable to the audience. So that's why here I present you my R report or the crutch word report. Toastmaster Akash did not use any crutch words or any AH words. Toastmaster Sudha used around 21 R's, around 4 so or ifs, around 8 repetitions, and around 8 filler words. Pramil just used 2 ums, 2 crutch words. Toastmaster Rakesh used 4 ums and 1 R's. Toastmaster guest Zishan took around 35 hours and 5 ums. Toastmaster Ajay just had 1 filler word and 4 pauses. Toastmaster Urmila had around 10 hours. Sorry. Toastmaster Urmila had 10 hours and 5 ums, 1 filler word and 1 repetition. I myself had a lot of it, but unfortunately I wasn't able to keep a track of it. So I couldn't keep a track of it. Again, Toastmaster Akash had around 10 hours and 1 ums, 2 crutch words and 4 repetitions. Toastmaster Babu had around 8 hours and 1 filler words. Toastmaster Tremel had 0 ums, 0 fillers or 0 repetitions. Toastmaster Karthik had 2 ums and 3 filler words. Toastmaster Sangram had 3 hours, 6 pauses and 2 repetitions. Toastmaster Vishal had around 10 hours, 1 filler, 1 so if like, and 1 repetition. Toastmaster Alvin had 13 hours, 4 filler words, 1 if and like, and 10 repetitions. Toastmaster Rakesh had 3 hours, 1 filler word, and 1 repetition. Toastmaster Raghav had 1 filler word and 1 repetition. Lastly, Toastmaster Ritik had 7 hours, 1 filler word, and 1 repetition. Over to you, Toastmaster Sudha.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Harsh, for that detailed counter report. And thank you for letting me know that I topped the list. Thank you very much. I will make a conscious.
You also spoke the most. You also spoke
Yes,
the
that's
most.
right.
That's right.
I spoke the most. Anyway, we'll talk about that later. But I used a lot of R's and ums. So
You did.
that is to be consciously removed next time. Thank you. Can we now have the grammarian report, please? Toastmaster Akash.
Yeah. Thanks a lot. After a long time, I'm coming back to this club, and first time I'm taking the role of grammarian. So, starting with there were some catching lines of words which attract audience to listen. So, starting with Sudha ma'am, she has stated a line that men goes to light up lamp and go to wake up ladies. How you blend IT and cooking. Then coming to Rakesh, he has said that you are a free roamer in solo trip and keep the location and vocal variety. Sorry. Then yeah, coming to the Tremel, he has said that I'm a self-made person. Peace is a choice and pain is a part of the life. Yeah, Karthik, life is about risks. If you are not able to take risks, you could not find out your potential. Rakesh has said this is the key to have edge over others. Then coming to the Sangam part, future is the first attempt to learning. Today is bad, tomorrow is first, and day after tomorrow is shining. I would like to generalize some things which usually happens and we are not pointed out. Right now, I'm not pointing to anyone. The first one is that we are using okay several times and we are not about to point out. But when you are going for a formal or some kind of business meeting, so it does not sound very well. So instead of using okay, we can use fine, good to have, or something else according to your sentence. Second thing is that we are using short form like TMoD or something else. So people who are guests or something who is very new to our club, they are not familiar. So it feels something strange for that. So we can use full form like Sergeant at Arms instead of SA. Third point is that I have pointed out that many people, what happened that when we are using the sentence, we are not using connecting word that is called preposition. We lapse and this sounds not full sentence. And the last one, which is very simple one, that what happened that when we are speaking, especially that is not prepared speech or something else. So we are trying to connect in all the points within one sentence, and that happens. Does not sound good. So instead of going for that, we can break down sentence in simple ones so that audience can listen, because we are here as an orator and we want that audience should listen. They do not leave our speeches or paragraph what we are saying. That's about the key. And one point that I have already said the word of the day, that is aversion. So people haven't used many times. I think Vishal had used once, Sudha ma'am has used twice, and Raghav has used once. So I would like to say that from next time, we would like to use word of the day in our speeches or whatever role we have taken. That's a small side from my side. Over to Toastmaster. Over to you, Toastmaster Sudha ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you for that detailed report of the grammarian. And I think he also had some good, valuable suggestions. So congratulations for taking up the role and delivering in a unique manner. So with that, I think we have covered most of the points about the general evaluation of the meeting. The only thing which I feel is that there is a format of the Toastmasters meeting. We do forget the format, but I think it's important for me to elaborate it right now. As the polling is going on in the background, I will just take a minute to state it. So we have the SAR who introduces the meeting. He's the first spoken voice. And then comes the presiding officer who talks a general theme. And then the presiding officer introduces the guests. And then the Toastmaster of the day takes on the theme with the general theme. And then you have the tag role players being introduced by the GE. Now that's where everything is clear. And then we go on to the prepared speeches. Now, before the prepared speeches, the timer does state out the guidelines of the prepared speeches. And after the prepared speeches are over, we do a timer's report again, and then the polling. Now, there was a little bit of that miss there, but we covered it up because the polling happened. So then the relevance of the timing report was not important. But that's okay. But it's important for us to know what's the right way to do it. Next comes the table topics. Table topics, again, the guidance is given by the timer and the timer's report at the end of table topics. So that is over. There is a polling at the end of TTM. And then comes the general evaluator. Now, the general evaluator today, I actually got the tag roll at the end, but usually we start with the tag roll report and then the evaluation and then the general evaluation of the meeting. So that's the general format. So I personally think this is something we should try and achieve, but we should not be too worried. We are all here to learn, but let's not repeat our mistakes again. So with that, I would like to hand it over to the Toastmaster of the day to just have his concluding remarks. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Sudha. So I'm concluding here to say that summer vacation is the relieving month of all the children, but it is also necessary to fun in a safe way. Before doing any kind of activity during the summer holiday, children must take parents' consent and permission, because parents' permission is necessary now during this time. Also, as the June is the hottest month, during the day, the children may play indoor activities, and during the evening, they go out for outdoor activities. Hopefully, we will have a great story to share in the next upcoming sessions. It's time now for the awards. Thank you. And over to you, Jennifer.
Thank you. I can already hear your children's noise in the background. They're already having their summer vacation.
Yeah, it's a summer vacation, so everyone here.
Yeah, thank you so much. With that, there is a best of big three role, which we are going to be voting for. And yeah, now let's go to the awards. Can we get on to the awards? The prepared speeches award was obviously Toastmaster Tremel. I think he gave a wonderful speech, and it was the ISC content. So I'm sure he definitely gave his best effort today, and it was a enthralling speech. So congratulations to Toastmaster Tremel, who's not here, but we will be sharing the certificate to him. The next is the table topic speaker. The best table topic speaker goes to the guest who actually joined us. He's already on his way to becoming a good speaker, and I'm sure he will only get better if he joins the Toastmaster Club. So congratulations to guest Rakesh for being the best table topic speaker today. And the best evaluator is our VP membership, Toastmaster Raghav. Congratulations, Toastmaster Raghav. Best auxiliary role player is Toastmaster Harsh. Congratulations, Toastmaster Harsh. I think you have to come back more often, because you disappear, you come, you disappear. I think we want you to now start giving the speeches, yeah? So time for you to get on to the next level. So congratulations to you, Toastmaster Harsh. And the best of big three is yours truly. So thank you so much for the same. With this, I would like to just say a few words about the club and its proceedings in terms of what we are doing. We are already pretty well poised to take on the next year, which is probably coming up in June. The XCOM change is going to happen. And we will be looking out for good leaders. We are looking out for people who can take the baton onwards from here in June. Not that I or my XCOM team members are going away. We are all here, but we will be there to support you, and we want new leaders to come into the limelight and also gain the experience of learning as well as leadership. So that's going to happen sometime in the month of May. And we will be continuing our effort to get people to finish their speeches. So please, all of you all try to finish your level 1s and level 2s. These are the very easy ones. Level 3 and level 4 does get a little time consuming. So try to finish off the level 1 and level 2 and see the transformations. I'm sure. I mean, look at Karthik. I mean, he's gone or he's still there. Yeah. Karthik and Sangram, I mean, they're good examples. They've given their speeches in 1 month already, in just 1 month. When you have that, you know, that, passion to want to complete, you deliver better. So don't allow the passion to die out.